picked this opera for many reasons. I love Strauss. I think Strauss has been a hugely important part of the history of Garsington Opera. In my previous life, some of you may know I was an oboe player for many, many years. The one piece that is the great Everest is the Strauss Oboe Concerto, which was written around the same time as Capriccio, near the end of his life. And so his music has been so much part of my life.
This will be the first time I'll be working with Dougie Boyd as a conductor, but he and I have got to know each other quite well, I think, over the last 2 or 3 years since I've been involved with Garsington. It's really nice to go into a project with a conductor that you haven't worked with, but sort of already feeling like you know them as a person. And so I'm looking forward a lot to being back at Garsington. Doing Capriccio is a challenge. It's a co-production with Santa Fe Opera in New Mexico, in America.
I think we have the most wonderful cast. What you need is a team because of the conversational aspect of this opera, and we have the most wonderful cast with Will Daisley, Gavin Ring, Sam Furness, who gave such a beautiful performance in Intermezzo by Strauss a few years ago, and not least our Countess will be making her debut at Garsington, Mia Persson. I actually got on a plane to La Scala because she was singing at La Scala Milan, because I thought she would be the most extraordinary Countess for Capriccio, and I waited at the stage door after her performance, which was incredible. And I said, Mia, I need to talk to you. Would you come to Garsington? And I'm so thrilled that she said yes.
Capriccio is a conversation piece, primarily. Essentially, people talk to each other. So it's as close as opera comes to theatre. It's all about the text, about making that live and be alive. And then how we leads the music is often altered, framed, conditioned by what we think we have discovered about the way we want to say that line. But of course, that's what Capriccio is about. Without the music, the text wouldn't matter anyway. So, hey.
I think the dilemma that the Countess has, how can she choose between words and music? And how can she choose between Flamand and Olivier is intrinsic in opera, and it's intrinsic in Capriccio above all, because yes, the text is fantastic and the conversational aspect of the libretto is wonderful, but the music is incredible. We have some of the most extraordinary ensembles, not least the octet when they all sing together, which is just quite unbelievable craftsmanship and this conversation at its ultimate. And then, of course, at the end we have one of the greatest climaxes of all operas, where the Countess is alone and she comes to her own conclusion, not only about words and music, but how can she choose between these two people that love her. And it's some of the most emotional, and it brings me to tears every time I look at it, and I hope it will do the same to our wonderful public.